Welcome. Today, I've got a list of 10 post-apocalyptic movies and series to check out in 2024 and 2025. Some have already premiered, while others are coming soon. Find out which ones might pique your interest and dive into visions of the world after the fall. Number 10. Breathe. In the 2024 film, Breathe, viewers will plunge into a terrifying vision of the future where Earth's atmosphere has become a death trap. Oxygen is now the most precious resource, and humanity fights for every breath in a devastated post-apocalyptic world. Maya and her daughter Zora live in an underground bunker, surrounded by the shadows of a former civilization. Oxygen suits constructed by Darius, Maya's husband, allow them to survive, but this peace is fragile. Suddenly, their refuge is threatened by a pair of mysterious strangers who have murky connections to Darius. When their true intentions come to light, Maya and Zora face a terrifying fight for their lives, in which every breath could be their last. In this brutal world, no one can be trusted, and safety is only an illusion. Number 9. Sweet Home, Season 3. The South Korean series, Sweet Home, has returned to Netflix with its long-awaited third season, drawing viewers into the final chapters of this dark, post-apocalyptic horror. For more than 4 years, we've watched as the world descended into chaos and monsters took over the earth. But now a change is coming. The era of the monsters is coming to an end, and humans are slowly regaining control of the planet. However, not everything is so simple. Among the survivors, there are creatures who are suspended between humanity and monstrosity, and it is on them that this latest installment will focus. The third season closes all the mysteries, unravels the questions, and serves as a final farewell to the characters who struggle to survive in a brutal world. Number 8. The Walking Dead, Dead City Season 2. In 2025, The Walking Dead, Dead City returns with an even darker and more terrifying vision of post-apocalyptic Manhattan. In this crumbling metropolis, cut off from the rest of the world, Maggie and Negan roam the streets filled with the undead and populated by people who have turned New York into their violent, anarchic kingdom. The city teems with danger, beauty in ruins, and endless terror. In the second season, a war for power over Manhattan breaks out, and Maggie and Negan find themselves on opposite sides of the barricade. Their fates become intertwined in a world where trust is an illusion and survival becomes increasingly complicated. Every decision brings them closer to an inevitable clash that will prove more terrifying and destructive than they could have ever predicted. Number 7. 2073. The year 2073 brings the fulfillment of modernity's worst fears. The sky, shrouded in a burnt orange glow, is full of drones that mercilessly track your every move, while the streets are patrolled by brutal militarized forces. A handful of survivors hide underground, trying to remember a time of freedom and hope long gone. In his visionary production, Asif Kapadia transports the viewer to a future that reflects the dark aspects of our present day. Samantha Morton plays a survivor whose mind is plagued by visions of the past we know as the present. The film connects the realities of today's global crises, such as authoritarianism, the unchecked power of technology, growing inequality, and climate catastrophe. 2073 Inches is a frightening vision of a dystopia whose arrival seems inevitable. Number 6. The Last of Us Season 2. The second season of The Last of Us, set to premiere in 2025, takes us into a dark, dangerous world, 5 years after the events of the first part. Joel and Ellie, although it seemed that the worst was behind them, have to face an even more ruthless reality. The past they tried to leave behind does not let up, and the shadows of long-forgotten tragedies return with new and terrifying force. Every step in this world full of danger could prove to be their last. Pedro Pascal as Joel and Bella Ramsey as Ellie return to face even greater dangers. They will be accompanied by Gabriel Luna as Tommy and Rutina Wesley as Maria. A time is coming when trust and bonds will be put to the test, and the dark secrets of the surviving world will expose the terrifying truth about human nature. Number 5. Rebel Moon, Part 2, The Scar Giver, is a dark continuation of the fate of Korra and the surviving soldiers as they prepare for the final battle. In this bloody battle for survival, joined by the inhabitants of the Veldt, they defend the village that has become their new home after the destruction of their own worlds by the merciless Matrix. But before the final battle, they must face not only the terrifying power of the enemy, but also their own demons of the past, which are now coming to light, turning them into soldiers ready for the greatest sacrifices. When the brutal empire with all its cruelty strikes, the rebels must face not only physical combat, but also growing fear. The mounting tension leads them to forge legends in pain and fear, and every step they take on the battlefield brings them closer to the terrifying truth that not everyone will make it to the dawn of this new bloody era. Number 4. Elevation. Elevation is a terrifying post-apocalyptic thriller in which Anthony Mackie plays a single father struggling to survive in the wild, devastated Rocky Mountains. The world he once knew has turned into a nightmare where monstrous creatures prey on everything that still breathes. Desperate, he sets out with 2 women on a deadly mission. They must leave relatively safe havens to confront an unimaginable nightmare and save the life of a young boy. Every step on this dark, horror-filled road could spell their end, and the creatures that pursue them through deep forests and dark valleys know no mercy. It's a struggle not only against the beasts, but also against the growing fear that brings them closer to the inevitable with every breath. Number 3. A Quiet Place, Day 1. A Quiet Place, Day 1 takes us back to the very beginning of the nightmare, when terrifying creatures first attacked Earth, turning bustling New York City into a death trap. Sam returns to his hometown, hoping for a moment of normalcy, a slice of his favorite pizza. Instead, she finds herself right in the middle of the apocalypse, where every sound could be her last. Accompanied by a mysterious man named Eric, Sam has to face a terrifying reality, a quiet, destroyed New York where death lurks in every corner. Every step, every muffled sigh can attract unknown, deadly creatures. It's no longer a simple struggle for survival, it's a desperate journey through a world that has no mercy for either those who fear or those who fight. Number 2. Azrael. In a devastated post-apocalyptic world where silence is gold, a pious community ruled by unyielding women is waging a merciless hunt for a young fugitive, Azrael. Captured once again by cruel leaders, she is to be sacrificed to an ancient evil lurking in the dark wilderness. Their goal is to appease this unknown ancient nightmare, but Azrael is not about to give up without a fight. Desperate, she makes a brutal escape attempt, the finale of which leads to a bloody, revenge-soaked clash. Surrounded by merciless hunters and unseen evil, Azrael fights not only for her freedom, but also for survival in a world where every second could be her last. Number 1. The Theeternaut. Netflix is preparing the premiere of a new science fiction series that will debut in 2025, and its title is The Theeternaut. The series, based on a cult Argentine comic book, will transport viewers to a dark world full of terror. Juan Salvo, the main character, becomes a witness to a terrifying, mysterious snowfall that turns Buenos Aires into a graveyard in a few moments. This is no ordinary snow. It is a deadly radioactive substance, a harbinger of an impending alien invasion that is just beginning to reveal itself. The surviving handful of people, including Juan, are forced to leave their hiding places, fighting an invisible enemy that sows destruction at every turn. In this relentless fight for life, Juan must face not only the invaders, but also desperation and fear, searching desperately for his loved ones in a world that no longer exists. That's all for today. Which of these movies or series caught your attention? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future lists. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.